For practice exercise 7.5, we are once again going to use dataset 3. Here, we're asked to determine if anxiety levels change over time for each of the treatment types. Here, we still have 3 variables that represent 3 different levels of time for anxiety, and then a variable that represents the condition. So this is going to be a 3 by 3 design, but it's a mixed type design because one of the variables, condition, is between subjects, and one of them, time, is repeated measures or within subjects. So we're going to go to Analyze, General Linear Model, and Repeated Measures. If any of the factors are repeated measures, you need to use the Repeated Measures command. We still have time as our within subjects factor, but now when we define it, we're still going to have anxiety pre, anxiety 1, anxiety 4 as our 3 levels of our within subjects variable time, but we're also going to move condition over as a between subjects factor. We're also going to select plots in this case and ask it to use time as our horizontal axis and condition to separate lines and add that plot. When we run this command, we'll see that there are within subjects effects for time, the time by condition interaction, both in a section called Test of Within Subjects Effects. But then there's also an area called Test of Between Subjects Effects, which has condition. Those are our 3 answers for our ANOVA. So the main effect for condition is not significant. The main effect for time is significant. And the time by condition interaction is significant. Now when this interaction is significant, we need to look at the plot that it creates, because that means the effect of time depends on which condition you're in. So if you look at these plots, the placebo group is basically straight across, right? Anxiety went down a little bit. The Valium group at 1 hour, which is time 2, was much better than the other 2 conditions, but it actually rebounded a little bit by 4 hours. But the new experimental drug, while it wasn't as effective at Valium immediately at 1 hour, at the 4-hour condition was the most effective. So we would conclude that Valium and the new drug are effective, that Valium is more effective in the short term, but that this new experimental drug has a greater long-term effect.